Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to the Starkside. While you're here, I do appreciate it if you support the channel by hitting that like button, and if you're new here, please hit that subscribe as well as the notification bell. I do appreciate the support quite a lot. It really helps the channel grow. So today we'll be talking about the Marvel Legends 60 Amazing Years, the Amazing Fantasy Spider-Man. But before we talk about the figure itself, I do want to talk about this new packaging that Hasbro has released. So this new packaging is, this new windowless packaging is part of their attempts to be eco-friendly. Right off the bat, I am not a fan of this new packaging. I understand the reason behind it, but I think there's a better way to do this because right now we can't see the figure. So there is a huge risk and chance that we end up with a piece with several QC issues. I've actually seen a lot of people who purchased this figure, as well as the Renew Your Vows 2-pack Spider-Man and Spinneret, only for them to open it and end up with several issues. One figure actually broke apart at the hip area the moment they opened the packaging. So anyway, aside from those complaints, there are a few good things about this new packaging here. I for one like that there is more art of the figure itself compared to the previous packaging. So yeah, up front here we get a nice artwork of the figure in a flipping pose, plus the Amazing Fantasy logo here. That looks good. And at the top we get a logo for the 60 Amazing Years for Spider-Man. At this side we get a nice artwork of the figure in this vanilla pose, so I do like this particular piece of art a lot. And at this other side we get Spider-Man as he appears in Amazing Fantasy number 15 back in 1962. At the back we don't get any bio for the character, so that's a bit of a bummer, but we do get more artwork of the figures plus the accessories that he comes with. Alright, let's get the Amazing Fantasy Spider-Man out of the packaging.
Hey everyone.
Here we have the Amazing Fantasy Spider-Man, and I'm so thankful and happy that this piece here doesn't have any QC issues. Well, none that I can see right now, but yeah, so right now I'm really happy with what I see. So before we talk about the figure itself, so let's go over the accessories. So this Amazing Fantasy Spider-Man doesn't come with any build-a-figure piece, but he does come with a lot of accessories. So here we have 4 pairs of interchangeable hands, 2 pairs of web wings or underarm webs, whichever term you prefer, and 1 web accessory. And seeing all these options for his hands just makes me so happy, since we don't really get a lot of hands with some of these Spider-Man figures, but really happy that with this first appearance Spider-Man, we get all the possible hands for this figure. And starting off with the fisted hand, so I love how clean the paint apps are here. So we don't get any missing web lines, I think, so that's great. And I like the shade of red that they used here. It looks very clean, it's not too bright, not too dark, you know. And the web grabbing hands also look great. So yep, still no missing web lines, and man, this looks so clean. With all the QC issues that the recent Spidey figures have for this 60 Amazing Years wave, what I'm actually doing is just nitpicking and finding all the issues possible. But anyway, the flipping hands look great. Again, we get nice clean paint apps and nice solid web lines here. And we also get wall crawling hands, and I'm really happy Hasbro chose to include these particular hands with this figure. Wall crawling hands are usually not included with Spidey figures, especially MCU Spider-Man figures. So I'm just really happy and pleased that we get these hands for this figure. And even better that they don't seem to have any paint issues too. So that's great. We also get 2 pairs of web wings or his underarm webs. So this first pair is more of the folded version when he's not raising his arms, and I think the web pattern here is sculpted nicely. Even the folds themselves. I like the translucent light gray plastic that I used here. I think it looks good. And the way you port these in is you have this small port under his arm, so you just make sure it fits in well and tight, because it has a tendency to fall off as soon as it touches the body. But yeah, that looks so cool. And we also get the second pair of the underarm webs, which is the stretched version when his arms are raised. And like with the folded version, the web pattern is sculpted well. And the way you port these in is similar to the folded version. Again, just make sure it fits in really well. And lastly, we get this web accessory, which is actually the same web accessory that we got from some previous Spider-Man figures, like the one that came with the Walmart exclusive Far From Home Spider-Man. But yeah, this looks nice. I like the translucent plastic for this webbing, and this goes well with the web grabbing hands. So this figure is based on Spider-Man's first appearance in the 1962 comic Amazing Fantasy number 15. And I don't think a lot of people know this, but Spider-Man's original suit was actually red and black, and the blue was just used to shade and highlight the black portions of his suit. And I believe the MCU Far From Home red and black suit is actually based on this first appearance outfit. For me, the red and black is a sleek combination, but I've always preferred red and blue. So, starting with the head sculpt, I'm loving what I'm seeing here. I think the lenses being smaller here is accurate to what Steve Ditko showed us in Amazing Fantasy number 15. So I do like that a lot. And wow, the web lines really are done nicely. Very, very clean. And I love the shade of red. Again, it's not too vibrant. It's not too dark, so I'm really happy with this. And the rest of the figure is done amazingly well. Again, I really love the shade of red as well as the black, so the black just looks so solid here. For the torso piece here, I love that the spider logo is very accurate to what we've seen from the original suit. And again, so far I'm not seeing any major paint issues. Yep, nice solid black paint apps. As for the web pattern, I've tried my best to spot any issues with it, but it's also done really well. They all look symmetric, evenly spaced, no stray web lines or anything, so I'm really happy about this. The arms are also done nicely, they look great. Man, I really love how evenly spaced the web lines are. They don't look too congested or all over the place, you know. And yeah, the elbows are pinless too, so that's good. And the back of the figure also looks very well done. The red spider logo looks great. Actually, if I'm not mistaken though, I think in his first appearance the logo at the back was actually white, but I may be wrong, so if you do know, please leave a comment below. Moving on, the legs look awesome. Again, the black looks so solid, and I actually prefer this smoother sculpt than the super muscly toned legs of the previous Spider-Man figures. I hope they use this sculpt for the legs if they choose to re-release the classic retro Spider-Man figure in the future. Anyway, the boots look good. The evenly spaced web lines really make a difference. And I'm just so pleased with how clean this figure turned out. Well, this particular piece. So overall, I think the sculpt and paint apps on this figure look really amazing. Now let's go over the articulation on this figure. So the articulation on this figure is really good. It has the articulation of the retro classic Spider-Man, which itself is super awesome, and I think this figure takes it on a slightly higher level. So Spider-Man can look up that far, that looks great, and he can look down all the way as well. His head does rotate, and we do get some nice neck pivot. Do like that a lot. We also get butterfly joints that allow him to move his shoulders forward and backwards. His arms move upward that far, so it's over the 90-degree mark, so that's great. And they can bend them down all the way as well. His shoulders rotate 360. You get a bicep swivel. Pinless double jointed elbows, that looks great. His wrists do rotate and move up and down, so this wrist articulation is the same for all his alternate hands.
Except for his web grabbing hands, which have sideways motion.
We get a diaphragm pivot that allows him to move sideways, bend forward, backwards, and rotate side to side. But on top of that, we also get this inverted ab crunch that allows him to move forward more and backwards quite a lot. I really love this new ab crunch diaphragm pivot combination that Hasbro has been giving us for their new comic Spider-Man figures lately. Anyway, his legs can kick forward very far and backwards quite a lot. His hips move outward very far. That's great. He has an upper thigh cut, pinless double jointed knees. That looks so good. Boot rotation. His ankles move up and down, and he has ankle pivot as well. Now for some figure comparisons. Here's the Amazing Fantasy Spider-Man next to the Retro Classic Spider-Man. And again, I really prefer the red and blue over the red and black. But I think action figure wise, this new first appearance Spider-Man is an improvement on this previous Retro Spider-Man. And here's the Amazing Fantasy Spider-Man next to the Far From Home Spider-Man. And as you can see, this is clearly the inspiration for this red and black MCU suit. I would have preferred if they chose to retain the arm and glove design instead of making it mostly black, you know. So that's my review of this Marvel Legends Amazing Fantasy Spider-Man. So this figure has a lot of accessories, great articulation, and solid paint apps. So I think this figure is amazing. And if you missed out on the Retro Classic Spider-Man, so I think this figure would really make up for it. And if you're wondering where I got this figure, so I bought this figure from Philbars. Unfortunately, they don't do online pre-orders or selling for Marvel Legends, I think. So the best option is to go to the nearest Philbars in your area and go check that out for yourself if you want a chance to have this amazing figure. Thanks for watching. Let me know what you think of this figure. Let me know what you think of my review. Please leave a comment below. And if you like this video, please hit that like button. And if you still haven't, please hit that subscribe as well as the notification bell. I really appreciate the support. It really makes the channel grow. And you can also follow me on social media. Links in the description below. And I'll see you guys in the next video.